Hello guys, my name is BobLyn and you are watching my first impressions on the new Tier 8 French battle cruiser, the Cherbourg. Yeah, I might not have so many positive things to say about this ship. If you guys watched my stream yesterday, this thing can be quite tough to play with bad dispersion, lacking pen, and yeah, only having 8 guns can be quite frustrating, but let's hop into it. Alright, so here we are in the game, and there's a couple bots, but this is the best game I got. I'm gonna be completely honest about this ship, and I thought I would include this gameplay as well because it features a, bullshit Tier 9 CV div with the Sansang and Tier 9s. So this is, the most challenging, enemy team you can find for this ship because the AA is not great. And you're not, gonna be carrying in this thing, especially not against the Tier 9 BB. So you can see my frustration here. I'm honestly tired of seeing Sansang in Atlantico. I really hope they get a nerf at some point because, Tier 8 is just ruined, man. And when you have fleets that only play like that, it's sad. But yeah, the Cherbourg. What a bad ship. Let me just say that right now. I know Terry wasn't too happy with these, either. So you guys probably have heard all this, but the Cherbourg gets 305mm guns that reload in 16.49 seconds, 16 and a half seconds, guys. Now, if we take a look at the Puerto Rico, that gets 12 305, so I know that's tier 10. I can't remember the reload, but I'm quite sure it's around the 13-14 second mark with 12. So if we look at the Marseille, which is the tier 10 of this, it gets 9 330mm guns that reload in 17 seconds, guys. It might even be more, I can't remember, but that's kind of the whole problem with these ships is you have a lot of big guns, but they just reload so slow, and because you have a long reload, your rapid reload doesn't feel like it does as much compared to a Henry, for example. And here we're fighting another Cherbourg, and it's pretty interesting to see. I am with a level 11 commander APCS. I'm running a dispersion, acceleration, and steering build. Of course, my build will be at the end of the video, like always. But you can see the dispersion is it's so funky. It also feels very, very lacking the pen. Sometimes you get a double citadel, sometimes you get full pens, but overall I would say that the pen is just extremely weak. So one of the good factors or qualities about this ship is the maneuverability, and that's why I went with the standard maneuverability build with acceleration and steering. You can see we're really good at maneuvering around, and of course you want to be bow in to the biggest threat, and right now that's this Bismarck and Cherbourg flanking. The Bismarck luckily is sailing around the island for some reason. By all means, that's good. But here we see our first actual damage, and you can see the Cherbourg is not very well armored, but I'm having trouble actually hitting this guy, and so is he. He's having trouble hitting me. Now he would do himself a favor and maybe bow in, because that's pretty much what you gotta do. It's just like playing a Strasbourg, Richelieu, or any of the other French front, front cannon heavy ships. So that is a good thing, and we actually get a double citadel there, almost a citadel crisis, but that is very rare, guys, and I believe without APCS it's gonna be even worse. So the tactic with the ship is, hang back, use your range. You don't have that much range, but it's alright. You have 12.7 kilometers of range here at tier 8, and it's okay. I wish it had a little bit more, but it's okay. I do know that the historical camo gives you dispersion and range, so that's very nice. We are running the best player camo here, so we don't get those bonuses, but I'm pretty sure the historical camo helps. The special ones do not help. They give you AA of all things. I mean, come on, Wargaming. At least they made the historical camo the good one, so that is nice. So my biggest frustration with this ship was the dispersion. I'm gonna have to say right now, even with a dispersion mod, I found that these shells, they are just going everywhere, and some people might call it dispersion bug, but I don't know. I think it's just the fact that we only have 2 guns, 2 turrets, 8 turrets in total, and this is a battle cruiser. So you do feel like you need to have some oomph, especially against cruisers, and it's just rarely that even when I go but when somebody broadsides me in this thing and I get a perfect shot, I get 5 half pens and some over pens. It's just not enough. here we're trying the HE, and I can say right now this is not an HE ship. We do get a fire here, but it's okay if you see, for example, if you see a Bismarck damage con and you have time to swap to HE, you have a rapid reload, sure. I've done that a couple times, but only really because it's a Bismarck and he's so tanky, because your AP does nothing to a Bismarck, especially if you try to hit his deck or superstructure. Oh wow, that's my stomach. I must be hungry. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I would advise, if you are shooting AP at a Bismarck, you need to get close and hit that bow, because you won't hit anything with your dispersion. So I'm swapping back to AP here. I found out that's not worth my time. But this game here is actually getting pretty close, and I will say this is probably one of the only good games I had. On stream I got over 100k, but there were a lot of bots. So, you know, my averages in this ship are very low. Luckily my win rate hasn't tanked, because I got carried by some of my good fleet mates here. This was the only game where I pretty much did anything. Most of the time you just get sniped. You just get taken out, because you don't have the range to... Or sorry, let me... rephrase this. Your dispersion doesn't work at range. Your accuracy is horrible at range, so you need to get close. Now let's talk about the speed boost. The speed boost is what makes this ship kind of fun, actually, and you just saw me there use it to great, effectiveness by dodging this Iowa salvo. And now I'm pushing in. This is something that's really powerful at the end of games, that I think this class of ships can do, or this line of ships, is completely push down, bow in an enemy team. You are very easily dodging shells and torpedoes, because look at this turning time. It's actually really good. So that's why I say you go for a full maneuverability steering build. You want to, boost this maneuverability even more than it already is, because it's pretty much all you have, because you need to be dodging all the time. And here we're going to see a close range shot on a Brindisi. Of course it's going to do damage here. But we also go down, and Sansang ends up taking us out. So yeah, I would say the Cherbourg here, man, for me it's probably a 4 out of 10. I don't like this ship. Probably not going to play it ever again. I'm going to skip the Brest to tier 9 and go straight for the Marseille here. So the Sansang does his thing, gets his final kill, but it's not enough. You guys lost. The tier 9 BS division lost, guys. Let's all applause everybody. Everybody be happy, because the tier 8, demons didn't win this time. Alright, so the game ended here, and let me show you my build before I round off this video. So here's my build. Here's the camo. You can see it gives range and shell dispersion, which is kind of nice. And I'm probably going to end up getting the historical one. Here we have the skills. The elite bonus I went for is the elite gun operator. I don't think torpedo damage reduction does anything for you. And here we're going to see the turn time is 10 seconds, right? And 16.5 second reload, which is god-awful. Here's my setup with equipment. And it's a very standard setup. I think you need dispersion for this. You can't run without dispersion. We have a level 11 commander, and yeah, I think that's definitely helped me quite a bit in this grind already, because without APCS, I could not imagine this thing. I couldn't even. I took my Kano commander, put it on, and yeah, it's very important you get the engine overload, of course, and master reloader, because that's kind of like your bread and butter, and then APCS to round it off. And for the end, I would take Citadel Strike, because I think the tier 10 can get Citadels. I'm hoping. But anyways, guys, that has been it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. And my name's been BobLyn. I am signing out.